Hello, dear students. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. On popular demand from our students, we have relaunched the Big News Initiative, where we take up one single important news of the day and discuss it from a UPSC perspective. I hope you all are very excited for this. So tune in to our YouTube channel every day at 2 p.m. to catch the big news of the day. Before I go into the big news of today, I have one more important announcement. We have the International Relations This Week session by Chetan Sir on 19th October at 8 p.m. So make sure you tune into YouTube and watch the session live. Now let's go into the big news of the day. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud has been appointed as the 50th Chief Justice of India. The Hindu, Times of India, Indian Express, all the major newspapers have reported this. So let's see what all we need to know about Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and the post that he's going to be holding for the next 2 years. Justice Dhananjaya Yashwant Chandrachud has been appointed as the 50th Chief Justice of India. He's 63 years old and he will have a tenure of almost 2 years. So which means he will be retiring by the age of 65. This is one takeaway you can take from this point, that the Supreme Court Chief Justice retires at the age of 65. There is something very exceptional that he mentioned while taking up his new post. The new CJI mentioned that despite all the changes, there are certain core values which remain eternal. These are basically the constitutional values such as fraternity, dignity, liberty, and equality. The reason I mention this beautiful quote is because whenever we write our polity answers, we need something to start off with, especially when we write answers related to constitutional values. You can always quote this quotation given by the new CJI and start off your answers. Now let's look into some of the past judgments that Justice D.Y. Chandrachud has given out. In fact, he has been called as the reason to hope because in several judgments that he's given out, he has upheld the primacy of citizens' individual fundamental rights. Very recently, when he gave the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act ruling in 2022, he reiterated that women, both married and unmarried, are free to terminate their pregnancy based on their will. Even before, when it came to the Sabarimala judgment, he was part of the 5-bench jury that decided that the menstruating women also had a right to enter temples. Very significantly, the Joseph Shine judgment, which criminalized adultery and made it unconstitutional, was also passed by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. So you can see he's a beacon of hope when it comes to the preservation of fundamental rights. Now let's look into some more details regarding the appointment of the Chief Justice of India. You can see over here that the Article 124(1) of the Indian Constitution states that there shall be a Supreme Court of India constituting a Chief Justice of India. Apart from that, the Constitution of India does not have any specific provision for the criteria and procedure of appointing the CJI. This is very important that you remember this. There is no other provision given in the Constitution regarding the appointment for the procedure of the CJI. In fact, so what governs the appointment of the CJI? It is convention that governs the appointment of CJI. What is convention? That is something that has been followed in the past. It does not have something related in the Constitution, but it has been followed as part of tradition. So what is this convention that governs the CJI's appointing? Very traditionally, the senior most judge of the Supreme Court has been considered to be the next CJI. But here there is a catch. There are 2 times in the history of India where this has not been done. There were 2 times where the senior most judge was not the one appointed as the CJI. So I hope now you understand. Your task for today would be to find out which were those 2 times where the senior most judges were not the ones appointed as the Chief Justice of India. So now what is being done for the appointment of Chief Justice of India is something called as the Memorandum of Procedure. The Memorandum of Procedure exists between the government and judiciary. I have a flowchart over here that will help us understand this better. So what happens is when there is the time that the existing Chief Justice is about to retire and we need a new Chief Justice of India, the Union Minister of Law asks the recommendation of the Chief Justice of India. That is the existing Chief Justice of India. When he recommends a name, this name is being considered as the next CJI. But times what happens is maybe the government is very unsure of the credentials of the name suggested by the existing Chief Justice of India. In that case, it has been said that the Chief Justice of India has to consult with the other existing judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court if it is considered necessary, and together they have to give a name that is going to be given to the Union Minister of Law. So understand over here, the government has no other extra role other than the Union Minister of Law initiating the process of appointment of the CJI. Now, after the receipt of the recommendation of the Chief Justice of India, the Union Minister of Law, Justice and Company Affairs will put the recommendation to the Prime Minister, who then will advise the President for the matter of appointment. So now this is how the Chief Justice of India is appointed. Coming on to the powers and functions of the Chief Justice of India. He is rightfully consulted by the President for the appointment of judges in the Supreme Court and High Courts. Apart from that, he is also considered as the master of roster. This is a very unique term. What it means is that he would have the authority to assign the cases to the Supreme Court judges, to assign what bench would be hearing certain cases, and so on. He's called as the master of the roster. Roster here primarily meaning the register of all the judges that are part of the Supreme Court, and he is the master of the roster. This was quite popularized by one of our past Chief Justices of India, Justice Deepak Mishra. Now moving on, here I come to the end of the session where you have some important prelims-oriented information. Since the current Chief Justice of India is the 50th Chief Justice, you have always a chance where UPSC can divert from the normal traditional polity questions and maybe ask some factoids. And these facts will help you there. The first Chief Justice of India, that is post-independence, is H.J. Kanya. Kamal Narain Singh was the shortest serving Chief Justice of India. He served just for 17 days. Now here again I have one more task for you. Who was the longest serving Chief Justice of India? He served for almost 2,696 days. Now, I'll give you a clue to find this out. It's somehow related to our 50th Chief Justice of India. So find out the answer for this. Now, as a side note, because UPSC can get a little bit of twisted, I want you to understand until now we have not had a female Chief Justice of India. But we've had female Supreme Court judges. We have not had a female Chief Justice of India. So remember all these facts also when you go for your prelims examination, and make sure you find out all the interesting information that I've asked you to find out and mentioned in the comments below. If you have enjoyed hearing this video, like the video. Let us know what you feel about the video in the comments, and make sure you subscribe the channel if you have not done it yet. Thank you, dear students, and have a nice day.